Outlander fans, this is the moment we've all held our breath for. After seasons of unforgettable adventure, soul-stirring romance, heartache, and breathtaking reunions, Season 8 marks the epic conclusion of Jamie and Claire Fraser's extraordinary journey. But make no mistake, this isn't just an ending. It's the culmination of a love story that defied the laws of time itself. From the windswept highlands of Scotland to the battle-scarred fields of the American colonies, the Frasers have withstood everything the centuries could throw at them: wars, separations, betrayals, and the relentless pull of destiny. Now, as the final chapter unfolds, the past and the future crash together with more force than ever before. Time is no longer just a thread, they are tangled in its very fabric. In this last stand, Jamie and Claire are fighting for more than survival. They're battling for legacy, for family, for the generations they've touched and the ones yet to come. Old enemies resurface. Allies face impossible choices. And just when it seems they've endured it all, fate delivers its cruelest trials yet. Will their love, a love that has crossed continents, centuries, and the very boundaries of life and death, prove strong enough to weather this last storm? Or will the cost of their journey finally catch up with them? Prepare for a finale that will break your heart and mend it all over again. With breathtaking stakes, bittersweet farewells, and moments of soul-deep triumph, Outlander Season 8 is more than the end of a beloved series, it's the birth of a legacy that will echo through time. The story may be ending, but the legend of Jamie and Claire is just beginning. For over a decade, Outlander has transported us across centuries, continents, and the sweeping currents of a love that defies the laws of time. Now, the saga that has ignited imaginations and stirred countless hearts reaches its long-awaited climax. Season 8 is not merely the end, it is a reckoning. The final chapter of Jamie and Claire Fraser's remarkable journey unfolds like the closing act of a timeless epic, one forged in passion, war, sacrifice, and the unbreakable pull of destiny. From the mist-veiled highlands of Scotland to the bloodied soil of a rising America, the Frasers have carved their legacy through the ages. But as storm clouds gather once more, they face their greatest challenge yet, securing a future for their family in a world that refuses to release the ghosts of its past. As the twilight of an era descends, old enemies claw their way back from the shadows. Long-buried vendettas resurface, fragile loyalties unravel, and the fragile illusion of peace at Fraser's Ridge is shattered. The drums of war thunder once again, and at the heart of the chaos stands a love that has weathered revolutions, time rifts, and the cruelties of fate. Jamie and Claire's bond, scarred, sacred, and fiercely defined, becomes the final beacon in a world slipping into darkness. But even the fiercest light casts shadows. Claire is haunted by visions of her own death, drawn to an ancient native artifact that may hold the key to unraveling the mystery of time travel and the fate of the Fraser bloodline. Her obsession threatens to consume her, just as whispers of a hidden portal emerge, one that could grant salvation or doom. At the same time, a devastating message arrives. Jamie's son, William, has been captured under suspicion of treason. Faced with an impossible choice between blood and duty, Jamie is pulled toward the past he thought he left behind. Meanwhile, Brianna and Roger stand at their own crossroads, forced to decide whether to risk staying in a war-torn 1800s or return to the unknown dangers of the future for the sake of their children. And as if the stakes weren't already soul-shattering, a ghost thought long vanquished rises again. Lionel Brown, resurrected and more dangerous than ever, leads a British-backed militia hell-bent on vengeance. With Fraser's Ridge in their crosshairs and betrayal lurking behind familiar faces, the Frasers must rally every ounce of strength, every shred of loyalty, to survive the coming fire. Even allies are torn. Lord John Grey returns, caught between loyalty to the crown and his unshakable bond with Jamie and William. Secrets unravel, truths cut deep, and even the trust between Jamie and Claire is pushed to the edge as everything they've built teeters on collapse. Season 8 is a profound meditation on legacy, loss, and the eternal struggle between fate and free will. It asks the most harrowing question of all: what must be sacrificed to ensure your story lives on? As history and legend entwine, the Frasers stand at the edge of forever, where love alone may not be enough to hold the future together. This isn't just the end of a beloved series. It's the final heartbeat of a legend. One last fight, one last love, one unforgettable farewell. Far in the future, Mandy Mackenzie, now an adult, uncovers Claire's hidden journals in a Scottish estate. What she reads changes everything. Drawn into a mystery she barely understands, Mandy begins to unravel the threads of her family's time-traveling legacy. Her quest mirrors Claire's pulling her toward the past and a truth that could reshape her identity forever. Jamie's mission to rescue William becomes a brutal crucible that forces both men to face years of estrangement, grief, and hard truths. William, rejecting his British title, chooses to fight for the American cause, forging his own path into the Fraser legacy, but at great personal cost. Back at the Ridge, Claire's health worsens. Her visions intensify. She shares a final haunting revelation with Roger. The artifact she seeks is more than a portal. It is a gravestone, marking the final resting place of a time traveler who died to close a rift in time. Claire becomes convinced she is destined to do the same. Jamie, faced with the unthinkable, must decide whether to let history run its course or risk everything to rewrite it. As war explodes around them, Fraser's Ridge becomes a fortress, a sanctuary, and ultimately a battlefield. In a last stand against Lionel Brown's forces, the Frasers and their community fight not just for their lives, but for the soul of their story. In a parallel timeline, Mandy steps through the stones guided by the spirit of her ancestors and aided by a young Ian Murray. Their connection hints at new beginnings even as one chapter closes. This is not just an ending. It is a torch being passed, a legacy burning brighter than ever. As love is tested, time twists, and history demands its price, the story of Jamie and Claire Fraser hurtles toward its breathtaking conclusion. The season's climax arrives as Claire's vision comes to pass. She is mortally wounded shielding Jamie in battle. He carries her to the cave where the artifact pulses with energy. Claire insists her death will seal the temporal rift, but Jamie refuses to let her go. Mandy appears, guided by Ian, and reveals Claire's sacrifice is not an end, but a transference of power. In a haunting sequence, Claire's life force merges with the artifact, closing the rift but leaving her body behind. Lifeless and devastated, Jamie vows to uphold their legacy. William kills Lionel Brown, ending his reign of terror, while Brianna and Roger choose to remain in the past. Mandy returns to her time carrying Claire's medical tools and a letter for future generations. The story comes full circle in 2023 as an elderly Mandy unveils a monument in Scotland to honor Claire's memory. As the soft whisper of her breath mingles with the wind, she places Claire's treasured tools in a museum, symbols of a life that transcended time itself. In that sacred moment, a ghostly vision of Jamie appears beside her, a smile that echoes the love they once shared. Their wedding vows reverberate softly, timeless and eternal, as the camera lingers on their graves at Fraser's Ridge, now blanketed in wildflowers, a testament to a love that never fades. The final shot lingers on the glowing artifacts, shimmering with the essence of their legacy, as if the spirit of the Frasers themselves continues to light the way forward. The Fraser legacy in Outlander Season 8 is not simply a tale, it's an unyielding force that stretches across centuries, continents, and the deepest recesses of time. It is the fire ignited by Jamie and Claire Fraser, a love born of war, loss, and the impossible union of a Highland warrior and a time-traveling healer. What began as a story of two souls brought together against all odds has evolved into an enduring testament to resilience, sacrifice, and the transformative power of love to shape the world. Rooted in more than bloodlines, the Fraser legacy grows through chosen family, unbreakable bonds, and the fierce devotion of those who stand together when the world unravels. This legacy isn't merely written in names and dates, it lives in the quiet acts of bravery, in sacrifices made without recognition, and in the unshakable belief that love, above all, must transcend time. At the core of this legacy are Jamie and Claire's descendants, each carrying a piece of their spirit forward. William Ransom, once a privileged British aristocrat, now becomes a symbol of inner struggle and unyielding courage. His choice to renounce his title and fight for the American cause is a powerful reflection of the Fraser Creed. Honor isn't bestowed by birthright, but earned through the choices we make. Brianna and Roger Mackenzie, Jamie and Claire's beloved daughter and son-in-law, choose to remain in the perilous past rather than escape to the comforts of the modern world. Their decision is an act of unbreakable devotion to history, to family, and to the future. Their children, Jemmy and Mandy, inherit far more than a time-traveling gene, they inherit the Fraser fire. Mandy, now an inquisitive young woman in the 1980s, discovers Claire's journals in an old Scottish estate. As she unearths the secrets contained within these sacred pages, she unlocks the keys to a destiny that could change the course of her life and the very fabric of time itself. Mandy's journey mirrors Claire's own a path marked by awe, fear, and fierce bravery as she is drawn into the past. Guided by the indomitable legacy of her ancestors, and with the unwavering support of young Ian Murray, whose loyalty proves that family is forged not only by blood, but by bond, Mandy's story is both an echo and a continuation of what came before. Sacrifice runs like a river through every chapter of the Fraser saga. In the final act of her life, Claire offers herself to protect the future of her family. Her essence merges with the very artifact she has spent decades studying, closing the temporal rift and solidifying her role as both healer and protector of time. Her death is not an end, it is a transcendence, a final act of devotion that reverberates through the lives of every one of her descendants. Jamie, heartbroken yet resolute, becomes the embodiment of T-Rach, the Gaelic spirit of unrelenting pursuit of what matters most. He stands as the keeper of Claire's memory and the steward of their shared legacy, enduring as the world around him shifts, forever holding the torch of their love and sacrifices. The ripples of their choices spread through history. The defense of Fraser's Ridge during the War of 1812 becomes a pivotal moment in America's own story, an untold chapter shaped by the Fraser spirit. Claire's 20th century medical knowledge, preserved through her journals and surgical tools, inspires generations to come. And Mandy, now a historian steeped in the lessons of time and love, will ensure that the Fraser voices never fade, carrying their legacy forward for all to remember. In their wake, culture and identity flourish. The Frasers, through exile and upheaval, preserve the very soul of Scottish heritage in the New World, honoring the Jacobite spirit, the Gaelic traditions, and the heart of the Highlands. William's personal journey, torn between his British nobility and his Highland blood, becomes a universal struggle of identity, reminding us that legacy is claimed not by name alone, but by the convictions that shape us. Love and time are the twin pillars of the Fraser story. Their passion defies death itself, culminating in a supernatural reunion that blurs the lines between this world and the next. A mysterious stone carving of a woman with a surgeon's tools, revealed to be Claire, serves as both tombstone and talisman, a reminder that love, once kindled, can echo across ages. In the year 2023, an elderly Mandy unveils a monument in the Highlands, an eternal tribute to Claire Fraser, healer, warrior, and timeless soul. Jamie and Claire's graves, hidden in the serenity of Fraser's Ridge, are more than resting places, they are sacred ground, nourished by the love that shaped nations and lives. Mandy's letter to her unborn children distills the very essence of the Fraser legacy. We are Frasers, not just by name, but by the choices we make. To love fiercely, to stand for truth, to believe that time is not a barrier, but a bridge, and to carry our stories forward no matter where they lead. The Fraser legacy is not a closed book. It is a living epic written in courage, bound by love, and carried in the hearts of those who choose to remember. It lives on in William's quiet strength, Mandy's relentless curiosity, Brianna's fierce resolve, and the enduring spirit of Jamie and Claire, two souls bound not just by time, but by eternity. As the final season closes, the legacy whispers that love, like time, is boundless. It bends, breaks, and rebuilds, but never truly ends. The final moments of Outlander Season 8 unfold with a quiet aching. Beauty binds centuries of love, loss, and resilience into a single enduring truth. As Jamie cradles Claire's lifeless body in the ancient Appalachian cave, the artifact's light fades, sealing the temporal rift, and with it, the door to the past. The ridge, scarred by war but still standing, becomes a silent witness to the Frasers' final chapter. Jamie buries Claire beneath a grove of white pines, her grave marked not by stone, but by the surgical tools she carried across time. He lives out his days as a guardian of their legacy, tending to the land and the stories of those they loved. Years later, as an old man, he lies down beneath the same trees, clutching her faded shawl, and closes his eyes one last time. The wind stirs the leaves, and for a heartbeat, Claire's laughter echoes, a whisper of reunion beyond the veil. In the 1980s, Mandy Mackenzie publishes Claire's journals, revealing her grandmother's journey as a healer, a time traveler, and a woman who rewrote history's margins. The book becomes a global sensation. But Mandy keeps one secret: the carved stone artifact, now dormant, hidden in a vault beneath the Scottish estate where her journey began. The series' final scene returns to Fraser's Ridge in 1833. Brianna and Roger, their hair streaked with silver, gather their grandchildren around a fire. Jemmy strums a lute, singing a Gaelic ballad Jamie once taught him, while Mandy's children play near Claire's overgrown grave. The camera lingers on the carving, now half buried in moss, its surface faintly shimmering. The final episode unfolds like a whispered benediction, weaving together threads of love, loss, and immortality. On Fraser's Ridge, autumn leaves fall gently over Claire's grave, marked not by stone, but by her weathered surgical kit and a single white rose, Jamie's last pledge. Though his hair is silver and his frame bowed by years, Jamie sits beside her resting place, a journal open in his hands. He reads aloud Claire's final entry, her words echoing across the valley. To love is to etch your soul into the world. Time may steal us, but it cannot unbind us. As the sun dips below the horizon, Jamie's breathing slows. His hand brushes the rose, and a soft smile graces his face. The wind carries the scent of lavender Claire's touch as his eyes close. The screen fades, and for a fleeting moment, they reappear young again, standing hand in hand on the cliffs of Cray-na-Dun, their laughter mingling with the roar of the sea. Decades later, in 1985, an elderly Mandy Mackenzie walks into a quiet Scottish museum, her granddaughter at her side. They pause before a new exhibit, Claire Beauchamp Fraser, Healer Across Time. The walls around them seem to hum with the weight of history. Under the soft glow of museum lights, Claire's journals are displayed with reverence, her surgical tools symbols of a legacy of healing resting beneath glass. And there, among it all, is the ancient stone carving, its glow now faint but still pulsing with the secrets of time. With trembling hands, Mandy places a letter atop the display, a note that Claire herself wrote the night before the final battle. The words etched in Claire's handwriting are both a farewell and a promise. You will carry our story forward. I have no fear, for I know you will be the keeper of our memories, just as you have always been. Time may change, but love will endure always. And there you have it, Outlander Season 8, the emotional conclusion to a journey that has touched hearts across centuries, continents, and lives. While the Fraser legacy may be closing its final chapter on screen, its spirit will forever live on in each of us, in every fan who carried this story in their heart, in every memory we've shared, in every tear and triumph along the way. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for being part of this incredible journey, for embracing this story, for honoring its characters, and for keeping the magic of Outlander alive long after the credits roll. If this saga has touched you as deeply as it has me, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reflections, discussions, and yes, even a few more tears.